With the latest Black Ops finally getting NukeTown, I thought it would be fun to take a trip down memory lane and explore all the other NukeTowns and rank them on my patented Call of Duty Black Ops NukeTown scale. Now, I do want to make something clear. I am only talking multiplayer versions of the maps, not any Battle Royale versions because I don't play Warzone, and not zombies because while I have played NukeTown zombies, I haven't played Cold War zombies, and I know NukeTown is on Cold War zombies, but I've never played it, so I don't really want to talk about it. So let's start with the map that started it all, NukeTown, released as a base map on Call of Duty Black Ops in 2010. The map was heavily inspired off a location found in the fourth Indiana Jones movie, where a town was set up in a nuclear testing site. NukeTown is a fun recreation of that location from the movie, where the Black Ops and Spetsnaz team face off here. The map is relatively simple. There's 2 houses to explore, each with 2 floors and a few rooms, alongside a bunch of mannequins that, if you're fast enough in shooting all the heads off, lets you hear Sympathy for the Devil on the map's speaker system. I've never been able to do this. I think you have to shoot all the heads off in like the first 30 seconds or something of the match. But it was cool to see if you could pull it off. Regardless, I find NukeTown to be a really fun map. It works on every game mode, though sadly by default Black Ops only supports free-for-all and team deathmatch with AI bots, but with PC mods you can add more modes. There's a few cool features exclusive to NukeTown that no other Black Ops 1 map have. If you set the game timer greater than 10 minutes, the announcer mentions 10 minutes until the bomb goes off, and if the timer ever hits 5 minutes, the announcer once again announces only 5 minutes until the bomb goes off. There's a secret room that at one point you could get into with care packages if you just stack them like a staircase, and if you're playing on certain objective modes, like Domination, some extra pieces of cover spawn by the B flag. And of course, the sign in the middle changing to determine the number of players on the map. The look and feel of the map is iconic, and it makes for a surprisingly balanced map despite its relatively small size. This is by far a classic, and it's honestly one of my favorite maps in Call of Duty, period. But I am heavily biased because Black Ops 1 is not only one of my favorite Call of Duties of all time, but one of my favorite games of all time. But call it bias, call it nostalgia, call it love, but I just have to give this map a 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Call of Duty Black Ops 2 with NukeTown 2025. This version of the map was originally a pre-order bonus DLC for Black Ops 2, but later added as free DLC for all players, and was the only form of DLC for Black Ops 2 on the Wii U, for some reason. Taking a futuristic look, scattered around the map, in addition to the mannequins, are a bunch of plaques that have fun little lore about the map and the futuristic ideas that would be in use in 2025. I don't think we're getting any of these next year. Initially, NukeTown 2025 pitted the Navy SEAL and Merc factions against each other, but with multi-team, you can have any of the 6 factions fighting it out on this map. There is another Easter egg on the map with the mannequins, this time I think having a 2-minute time window, where if you shoot off all the heads of the mannequins, you can play a bunch of arcade games on the side. I've only been able to pull this off once, and it was honestly really cool. NukeTown 2025 is probably the most iconic Call of Duty map of all time. Maybe Rust is more iconic, but there is a good reason a lot of people like this specific version of the map. The look, the feel, the colors, even the atmosphere of the map. It's all just great. But I always found it odd the nuke went off in the front of the houses and not behind them. This is just a nitpick, obviously, but it's always bugged me and I don't know why. But I'd probably be skinned alive if I ranked this map anything less than a 10 out of 10. I can't hate NukeTown 2025 even if I don't like how the map ends. And I have some of the best gaming memories just playing this map with my friends and family on PS3 split screen or PS3 private multiplayer parties. And I will never forget those memories. This next one's a little odd, but I wanted to mention it. Nukehouse, a map for the PS Vita Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified. Not looking too out of place as a modern day face-off map, Nukehouse is a fairly good recreation of the yellow house of the original NukeTown map. The Black Ops team once again face off against the Spencenas, and, well, it's Black Ops Declassified. It's not exactly a banger of the game. I actually like this map despite it being on a not very good game, but it's really hard to talk about and even harder to get footage for. I have a lot of memories for playing this game and map on my Vita, but I can't really say in good faith this is a good map. But mostly because it's just not on a good game. I'll give it a 4 out of 10, most of that 4 being that I do like this map, but I can't recommend tracking down a Vita and copy of Declassified just to try this map. Okay, now, let's talk about a real NukeTown. NukeTown 2065, or Nuke 3 Town for some reason, is the NukeTown map for Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and it's an interesting one to look at. Once again, it was a pre-order bonus that later became free for everyone, but I gotta be honest, while I do like this map visually, I have no idea what it's supposed to be. I understand this map is meant to be a simulation of some sort, but I don't understand what that simulation is supposed to be simulating. I also don't like how the mannequins look. They're just pale black and white figures that lack all the charm of the mannequins from Black Ops 1 and 2. But with that said, they do have a cool Easter egg. Shooting off all the heads turn them into zombies, and shooting all the heads and arms off turn them into Weeping Angel zombies. Slight spoiler, but these came back in Black Ops 6's campaign for some reason. This map never made it to the Xbox 360 and PS3 versions of Black Ops 3, which I always found odd because Black Ops 3 did get at least one DLC pack on PS3 and Xbox 360. But something that I found really odd while doing research for this video was Black Ops 3's NukeTown actually had promotional images and stuff for Infinite Warfare, which I always found odd. I mean, Infinite Warfare is not a bad game, but I've never seen a Call of Duty game, at least at the time, advertise the next Call of Duty game. These teasers aren't in the map anymore, but they were kind of cool, showing off some of the campaign characters and just some posters that I think are found on various maps. Not necessarily multiplayer maps, but just various maps in Infinite Warfare, and one of the spaceships that's in Infinite Warfare was on the ending screen at one point for some reason. Nowadays, it's not too uncommon for the new Call of Duty game to advertise the next Call of Duty game, but it was a little weird when Black Ops 3 came out. I'm gonna give this a 6 out of 10. Most of my dislike on this map comes from the fact that I don't like how the mannequins look. I feel like they aren't as unique as the older mannequins. And I also just don't like that the nuke comes from the front of the map again instead of behind the town. Next up, we have Nuke 3 Town again, for some reason, in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I don't know why, but the map is called NukeTown 3 again. Though, granted, it's in Russian, kind of. I'm just gonna say, I don't like this map. It just doesn't fit in Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 is an interesting game, not because it's good, but it's interesting. And part of it has to do with its weird lore. Black Ops 4 is set in the year 2043, but this map looks like it should be set during the time of Black Ops 6. And I just don't like that it looks this way, but is in Black Ops 4. And I just don't have any care for this version of the map. It's not visually appealing, it doesn't match the time period of the game it's supposed to be set in, it feels smaller, which is kind of weird, and I don't even know what the mannequin Easter egg is, or if there is one. Now, with all that said, I do like that the nuke is actually under the map, and it comes out of a secret missile silo in the middle. That's actually kind of cool and takes advantage of the feel the map is going for. But it doesn't change the fact that it's just an out-of-place looking map. I have to give this a 2 out of 10. I'm sorry. I just don't like this version of Nuketown. It's my least favorite multiplayer map, though granted I only have the base maps of Black Ops 4, but it's my least favorite multiplayer map in Black Ops 4. Okay, so that one wasn't great, but the next one should be right. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is my second favorite Call of Duty of all time, so surely this map would be just as good, if not better, than the first two, right? Well, sadly, no. It's weird. This is my second favorite Call of Duty, and my second least favorite version of Nuketown. Nuketown 84. It's not a bad map, it's Nuketown. But this one, much like Black Ops 4, I just don't like the visual look on this one. Unlike Black Ops 4, the look fits the time period the game is set in, but it just doesn't look good. All the graffiti and the general run-downiness of the map, it just feels bleak. It doesn't feel like I'm in Nuketown. It feels like I'm in some trash version of Nuketown. While Nuketown in Black Ops 4 I dislike because it feels out of place for the time period it's set in, Nuketown on Cold War I dislike because I just don't find it all that visually appealing. It does have an Easter egg with the mannequin heads, but it looks awful and changes the entire art style of the map, not really helping this map's case as much. I love Cold War. Campaign, multiplayer, I haven't played zombies, so I guess I don't really get an opinion on this game, but I love Cold War, but this map just is not it to me. And I think Cold War has some genuinely good maps, many of which are from Black Ops 1, but a lot of its original maps are really good too. And also, I really don't like the ending animation of the nuke just falling from this pulley system with an arcade machine saying game over. It just looks goofy. You could put this on any Cold War map and it would have the same effect. It just doesn't feel like Nuketown is being nuked. This could be on any of Cold War's maps. Now, I don't have footage of these, but I do want to at least mention that there is a couple of variations of this Nuketown. A Christmas one and a Halloween one. And they do look better than what we have in the base game. It's a shame these were a limited time version of the maps though, because if they weren't, I'd probably rank this a little higher just because we'd have 3 versions of Nuketown in one game. But because I don't like the base map itself, I'm just gonna have to give this one a 4 out of 10. And now, here we are, at the latest version of this iconic map. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Nuketown is a visually updated version of Nuketown from Black Ops 1. I don't know what the Easter egg is on this map, and with a few exceptions of some minor graphical and texture changes, this is pretty much the exact same map that we saw in Black Ops 1. And I love this. I feel like I'm 12 again, playing Black Ops for the first time with my friends on their PS3, just running around and exploring this brand new game I had only heard about but never played until now. Black Ops 6 Nuketown is gorgeous. It's a perfect remake of the map. It's everything iconic from Black Ops 1 with an updated look and improved visual feel. I was so excited to load into this map as soon as I got home from work. I cannot express how much I really like this map in Black Ops 6, which is quickly becoming one of my top games of the year. I have to give this map at least a 9 out of 10. If there was anything I had to take a point away for, it's that Nuketown just needs a slight change to how the core game of Black Ops 6 plays. Black Ops 6 is just too fast-paced for Nuketown, And even though it works, if you're playing something like Domination, you're never going to see anything past the B flag. You're never going to get to the A flag or the C flag if you don't start with that flag. And because of that, I have to just take 1 point away because it just takes away from the map not being able to explore it all on certain game modes like Domination. But we're not done yet. Similar to how Cold War had a couple variations of Nuketown, we have a second version of Nuketown on Black Ops 6. Kind of. Originally called Sandhouse, now known as Warhead, it's a face-off map that's Nuketown after the nuke went off. And I honestly really like this. It's almost a sort of remake in a way of Nukehouse. Kind of. You fight in the greenhouse, but you can go in the yellow house a little bit, and you can go in the bus, which is kind of cool. And there's just, well, not a lot of space. There's some space around the greenhouse that you can fight in. I don't have a whole lot to say about this map because it's mostly designed for face-off, but I do like it. And having 2 Nuketown maps on this game that you can play without it being a limited time event is really cool. So I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 10, if only because it's just a second version of Nuketown. I'm gonna close this off by doing an honorable mention to Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 on PC with mods. Using the IW4X or Plutonium clients, you can install a version of the original Nuketown on these 2 games. It's not crazy, and if you're playing with AI bots, they tend to get stuck, at least in IW4X, but it's nice to have an option if you play on Plutonium. It's kind of neat to have, not necessarily worth going out of your way to play, but if you really like Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 3, and you really like Nuketown, I mean, you could do worse things. And I know I didn't mention these at all until now, but I do want to at least mention the mobile version of these maps. I don't have COD Mobile, so I don't know what they're like, but I like the thumbnail for them. These could be cool. Maybe one day we'll get these on console. With this said, I think it would be really cool if Treyarch would just do a every version of Nuketown compilation, where we have every version of Nuketown from Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, etc. all in one package. Just one playlist of all the Nuketowns.
Adler, confirming nuclear codes. Like a candle. Flawless execution, people.